Now, have you been watching the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial? Speaking of big actors when we were young.
I've been catching bits and pieces of the news here and there. It's, always kind of surprising what the media brings to light each day. And so, not following it super closely, but it definitely pops up on my feed. And so, having, been kind of enculturated into this whole drama, I think it's kind of intriguing to see how it's all going to pan out. What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching it nonstop. And yeah, it's been, I think one of the craziest things is to see how the public opinion swayed so much in
Yes.
since more and more stuff started to come out, and now Amber Heard's taking the stand and it seems to be swaying back a little bit. But I think it's really hurt her since we saw that Warner Brothers cut her scenes in Aquaman 2 all the way down to like just 10 minutes of her on screen.
Wow. Well, and there was that petition for her to be cut from Aquaman 3. Like, right? Was it there was like 3 million people that signed that petition to have her removed from the next film? Or is
Yeah,
that
I'm
something?
not. I did hear something about the petition, and in my opinion, the whole thing is kind of Stalinian. You're really erasing history, or this actor was chosen as the best part for, or the best actor to play this role in this movie, and then something in their personal life then causes them to recut the movie. I thought it was, maybe also has a little bit of hints of 1984 with the how they change the news, or whatever Winston's job is in it. He deletes bits of
Mhm.
news or rewrites them.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't know. I'm really conflicted about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard. I was like the hugest Johnny Depp fan. I'm saying like he was my number one crush. Like for so long. And then so all this came out, and as somebody who identifies as a feminist, I was like really conflicted, and I was like, how can I like support somebody who, has abused their partner? And this is, when all of this stuff came to light initially. So I felt very, very conflicted about it. And, it's a lot of he said, she said type of things. Like, we don't really know what goes on with relationships. I've had people who work in the film industry who said right off the bat, no, she's lying, she's making it up. I've worked with both of them. And in my opinion, I was kind of like, well, I can't really say that. I think that that's part of a patriarchal kind of tendency to want to always blame the victim, and I don't want to fall into that trap, right? I admit people are complex, and people who have had like the clearest records in the past, never been abusive to partners, can get with the wrong partner and suddenly they have this explosive volatile relationship. And I think that's probably what happened with the two of them. Is it was just a bad match, and the toxicity grew, and I'm sure that there's bits and pieces of what each of them are saying that are true. I mean, you look at those pictures that came out last week of him like passed out all over the place, and it's like, does he really remember some of the things he did if he was that at that level of intoxication? I mean, again, he's human. That's not to say that he's a bad person. It's not to say that he's not a phenomenal actor. I think all of those things can exist as truths, but they just had a bad relationship. And I see what you're saying, that it really does become complicated when we start taking that personal relationship, their personal life, and then making decisions about what films they can be in, how much of films they can be in, what films we're going to support. Yeah, there's like some really complicated, I think, questions that this case raises. The fact that he's like really so vehemently trying to defend his name makes me think that maybe she did play a larger part in their conflict. Every relationship has two people, regardless. And I'm sure there was a little bit that each of them did that contributed to their volatility.
Yeah, and there's a ton of money on the line. There's both of their careers are kind of hanging on who comes out looking better after this. And I think, in any job, your personal life can affect, the way you're treated or what happens to you. But I think when you're on camera and in the news daily like that, I think it's even magnified.